database of their right users. So let there be no ambiguity about it, that this has to be done by some donor partner, or we have to look around for money, etc. This is our foremost responsibility. And therefore everybody has to earmark resources for this responsibility. Imagine if the donors were not here. Would we stop doing this? We require these donors because they are helpful, they bring some external experience, they bring technical knowledge, but they are not required to fund this activity. And we should not be looking at donor funding. If it comes, it's an increment. If it doesn't come, doesn't matter, we should do it. It's our national responsibility. I think that should be very clear. It's very clear in my mind, and I hope to share my view on this. The second clarity that I wish to bring is about the responsibility. This is clearly a local government responsibility. They are the ones who have the widespread presence and the mandate to discharge this obligation. As far as births and deaths are concerned, ordinarily they should not have any problem in gathering this data. The cause of death could be more complicated because that requires some degree of medical knowledge and information which might not be available readily. The information on death, on marriages also has to be registered with the Union Council, so that should also not be an issue. And the information about divorces or separations is also something that should be available. So we should put the local government departments in the lead role to perform this task. We would like to see the composition of the Provincial Steering Committees, how they drive this whole process. The local government in charge and the health departments and other departments that can be part of this effort in support of the work that is being done. But we must remember that this work was done manually some years back. We are not beginning something afresh. Some 2-3 decades back, we had a very fair sense of what was happening. I heard people talk about the Chowkidara or other such systems. The local revenue officer of the Pali had full information about all births and all deaths as part of their and this used to be collated, and then figures would be available at the district level, at the provincial level, at the national level. That system is broken down. And therefore, neither we have now a manual system, nor a digitized system. It might be hard to go back to that manual system because it has been dismantled. And those institutions are no longer in place, or they are not strong enough to perform. So this new digitized system, for which I have understood from your conversation, there are several things have been done. Some hardware has been purchased, some new councils have been resourced, or in case of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the village councils. So we like to see what is happening with all this hardware and where is this information now going. Whose responsibility is it to gather this data? Is it the responsibility of the household to report the data? Or the responsibility of the union councils to make sure that whatever event happens is recorded? It's not a very big area. Therefore, we can't leave this to chance. And we can't leave this to the goodwill of people whether they would wish to register or not. This is a state obligation. It has to be performed. So in that regard, if PC1s have to be developed, they should have been developed by now. And not for model districts only. You can't leave this to some districts and other districts not to be done. There's nothing extraordinarily difficult about this, so why should we be pilot testing? We take 2-3 years to pilot test and then roll out to the entire country. I don't think that's a very good way of moving it. We learn as we move forward, and the system can be tweaked and improved and brought in conformity with the better practices or the best practice. So I get a sense of this model district business is not a good business. We should ramp it out comprehensively. And for that purpose, there should have been a template PC1 developed perhaps centrally, and each province could have adapted that PC1 to their needs. So since that has not been done, the PC1 is for ICT has been developed. I would request that that PC1 should be used as a template by all the provinces, and they should give us firm timelines by which the PC1 will be ready and approved and under implementation. Looking at the electronic and the digital need, what I understood is that we're working with Nagra, this information has to plug into their system. And for that, we need to have independent chief technical advisory services that can guide the steering committee and the technical support unit to see that how this can be done in an effective and real-time manner. And I think that's where the role of our technical partners, our development partners, is more worthwhile, assembling the expert advice for us, not here, only here in Islamabad, but also in each of the provincial capitals, so that the provincial steering committees can also benefit from this exercise. Once we have a seamless way of integrating the local information with the central database, I think the other issues of how to generate the data and its applicability and operability can then be resolved. I also suggest that a draft national legislation be prepared. Even if it's a devolved subject, the provinces can adapt that legislation to their particular needs. And rather than have 5 or 6 legislations in the country which do not speak to each other, we should be able to have a more harmonized legislative system. I don't see any difficulty in this being a devolved subject. If there was a need, we could have asked the provinces to agree on the national legislation. I see very little political implications of this. So we have national legislation, for instance, on drug regulation, which is a provincial subject. And the provinces happily said that we would subscribe to a national legislation, and they have to go through some process. And then there is a national legislation. So this is not something that the federal government, just because this is devolved, so we stay away from it. We have to perform our duty. We have 2 options. I think it might take more time for the provinces to agree on a national legislation. But I think it will be more easy if we prepare a draft legislation and hand it over to the provinces. And they are free to modify and adapt it according to their needs. I think that work must be done on an urgent basis. The information about how to monitor this, the monthly format that we spoke about, I think this should all be now possible electronically. And the registration would not be universal in the first instance. But let that not be an impediment to our system design. It will grow slowly, but people will start coming to that line. I think I should mention that when the national identity card was being launched, and Pakistan was very ambitious in requiring the citizens to have a national ID card. The UK was reluctant to introduce it for a very long time. So we were ahead of many countries in having a national identity card. And the same debate was taking place. A lot of people are educated. How would the outreach happen? What would be the mode of provision? What would be the cost to the citizen? And looking back, we have come a long way.